Tommy Jett has been making waves and been on the airwaves in Chattanooga for 50 years.
50-some years. Jett was involved in a car crash back in April. He's been suffering with his health ever since. NewsChannel 9's Alyssa Spirato has more on his condition.
Now, turn out the lights, the party is over. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
it's that familiar saying and flamboyant personality that has fans pulling for Tommy Jett's recovery. Rita Sims on Facebook writes, "Prayers for Tommy from Dalton. What memories of Tommy Jett, WFLI." Betty Smith writes, "Praying for the fastest jet on the air. Memories that WRCB anchor, author, and close friend David Carroll will cherish forever."
Because I really did grow up listening to Tommy. He's one of the first voices I heard on the radio. And I lived 30 miles away, and listening to a Chattanooga radio station was, a great privilege.
A privilege that thousands have had a chance to enjoy for over 50 years.
I think what has set him apart, and this sounds like a cliché, but I've said it over and over about Tommy, no one has ever loved being on the radio more than Tommy, and no one has ever appreciated his listeners more than Tommy.
Jett made a big splash on the Chattanooga airwaves, a small-town boy from Old Hickory, Tennessee, with big ambitions.
And I think radio was kind of a ticket out, a way to get out of the small town and get into the big city and have a little glamour. And I always thought that was one of the reasons Tommy wore all the rings and the sunglasses and the fancy hair.
Jett made his debut on Chattanooga radio on WFLI in 1961. It wasn't until shortly after the name Tommy Jett would become a household sensation.
He came along at a time when teenagers were starting to really listen to their transistor radios, top 40 music, Beatles, Beach Boys, Rolling Stones, they were all exploding. And he was the right guy at the right time.
And inspired many others like Carroll to pursue their dreams.
He's one of the guys that I used to call when I was a kid. And I would, knowing that I was interested in radio, I would call some of the disc jockeys, and Tommy was one of them, and I would ask them, "Tell me what you do." And they would say, I play rock and roll music and talk to girls on the phone. I thought, I could do that. That sounds good. And I'd say, "How much money do you make?" And Tommy would say, "Well, not much money, but I have a lot of fun."
This is Spirato reporting. Dave also says that every person he's encountered over the years, Jett calls his close personal friend. Carroll says Tommy's family is very appreciative of all the support. Of course, we'll continue to follow Tommy's condition and bring you any updates once we receive them. Go get him, Jett. Tommy.
Yeah.